It is only in recent years that the nation of Cathar has made itself known as a force to be reckoned with. Prior to their great invasion some 20 years ago, they were nothing more than a hermit on the world stage, a great isolationist island to the far south of the continent. They were known for their slaves and were, until recently, known as the slave nation of Cathar. But something changed. They underwent a spectacular evolution, and now they possess technology decades ahead of what we on the continent have contended with. They have superseded our primitive firearms, methods of transportation, and systems of governance. These great and terrible innovations have shocked us, in these new Cathari colonies, into obedience. But there are many questions left unanswered, even to a long-lived scholar such as myself. Why did a nation so far to the south launch a naval invasion of the north? What sudden change generated their leap forward in technology? But perhaps the most important element is that none of this matters. This useless exposition, this pointless distraction, this story of ours, I can see it all the way to the end. Its twists, its betrayals, its seeming chaos, it is all so clear. Words on a page. My complete and utter torment. Even this fruitless monologue. Scripted, planned, executed. Each letter, each word, a stare downwards towards the end. And I haplessly descend. I have no choice. My feet move. I obey. Even when I seem to fight, even when I feel I am rebelling, it is all part of the plan. It is fitting that only now I would tell you this. As you spring off of the precipice, you turn your head and look at me. You confirm what you have always known, and then you plummet out of sight, towards the yawning maw beneath.
There we go.
Okay.
I think that worked.
Okay.
Great stuff, guys. Great stuff.
I don't know what
All right.
happened there.
See you tomorrow.
That's okay. You don't need to know anything.
I can tell that this is going to be a good session. Everybody is just fucking
I'm
full
already
of
through
it
my
this
first
morning.
coffee cup.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
working on my second one.
like a deep sickness in me, which I think is good
Same,
for the
same.
show.
That, yeah, keep it on the air. It is.
Why would that
good
help?
shit.
Yeah.
Why would that help at
Hello.
all?
Welcome back to All That You Know. Today we're gonna return to the City of Glass. You know where we are. You know what we're doing. I'm the game master. Call me Colin. Joining me today are Brian,
Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm playing Booker Page, the Incarnadine.
Ewan,
Hello, I am Ewan. I'm playing Halo the Witch.
Zach,
I'm Zach. I am playing Ledger Gray, the Deathwalker.
and Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm playing Bailey Cormack, the Junk Mage.
Thank you, Adam.
No problem.
Thank you. We're going to talk about beats and fallouts. What are you having your character pursue? What are they suffering from? Booker, you're starting.
My current beats are forge a friendship or romantic relationship with an NPC, and
Ooh.
perform a truly reprehensible act on behalf of your masters.
Oh,
We love that one.
Halo.
My current minor beat is to simply take minor echo fallout. My current major beat is to reveal the majesty of Mother to an outsider. And I don't think I have any fallouts right now.
Oh,
Great.
I forgot mine.
Yeah, Brian, do you have
Ledger.
fallouts?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, Booker. What are your fallouts, man? What's wrong with you?
There's a good amount. I got foreboding, fortune minor. I think something bad's gonna happen. Don't know what though. And dark cravings. I'm still hungry for teeth. That's an echo minor one.
Never goes away.
What if I just never paid off foreboding and you just had a low-level anxiety the entire time?
This really says a lot about society.
That's fucked up.
Diagnosed him with GAD,
Gad?
Super foreboding.
general anxiety disorder for those who are blissful
Oh.
enough not to know.
Whatever. Just take a Xanax. Don't be such a drama queen. Ledger.
Ledger's beats are get into trouble as someone discovers your checkered past, and an important or beloved NPC dies after you bring them into your master's schemes. And I cannot shake these fallouts. I have the Ravening Call, Echo Minor, somewhere nearby, something very, very hungry waits to pounce. That's hungry with a capital H. And that's a minor echo. And then maybe not more importantly, but certainly more strikingly, blooded. You show some mark of the heart in your physical form. Ledger has like teeth growing under his skin in places they're not supposed to be, such as on his face or his neck or like in his joints. When he gets blood stress, he has to roll twice and take the worst one. So that's a pretty fucking bad one.
Yikes.
Pretty serious.
Oh my god.
Bailey.
I have 2 active beats, both minor. First is dissect something or interrogate someone that can shed light on your task. The second is flee from combat or a similarly dangerous situation or hide until it all blows over. Both are those minor, and then I also do not have any fallouts.
Wow.
That's me.
Great work.
Your problem, man. Yeah,
so, last time you kind of struck a deal with a fungus to destroy a town full of people. They left, so you didn't technically murder anyone, which is good.
There's that one guy.
Technically.
Technically.
We didn't. The orb did.
The orb did it.
Yeah, we can't be held responsible for our orb's actions.
I'm sorry, my dog is usually so friendly.
You don't bite.
You learned a lot of things, or like some things about your individual goals. Bailey is kind of on the trail of Checker Graham, the researcher who he loves so much, who has gone deeper into the city. Booker, you kind of learned you didn't like what you learned, was my impression, which is that if you want to get out from under your demonic master's control, you just have to ship of Theseus your whole body, basically, which you're not excited about. But hey, it's a step forward. Halo, you learned some weird stuff, that you may or may not be a demon, that you are kind of the City of Glass. Nothing concrete, but there are vibes there.
There certainly are.
I forget what Ledger learned. What did you get told? Oh, yeah.
Ledger learned something very important. He learned that let me see if I can do this off the top of my dome. He learned that the way that he might not only slip out from under the thumb of his master, but also get back to that blissful place that he barely remembers, he has to find his original body and, I can't remember, either destroy it or transfer his soul back into it somehow. It was one of those two. Yeah, I think
with the help of a talented magician such as Bailey Cormac.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
And then the last thing you guys kind of learned is that Booker and Ledger, you've been on the path from your individual masters to find these random items, the maw apparatus and the string that consumes.
Yes.
And you learned that they are the same item and that you actually may have already passed them back in underneath the Wandering Sea. And I think you have some suspicions about who might have them, and that you may have let that person out last time you were there.
That friendly fuck.
Oh, fucking friendly man.
Yeah. So let's resume now. You are leaving Micah. You've left your killing sphere behind you. The Pale Mother is no doubt consuming that town, and you are continuing forward towards the Cathari Camp Rascal, which is meant to be the next stop on your journey towards the center of the City of Glass. Ahead of you is a small stretch of cave, which proves no significant trouble to move through, as you're not being attacked by fungal organisms due to your deal you've made. You are accompanied, as you may have forgotten, by a Cathari scout who you rescued, and who is guiding you forward, who is clearly familiar with the terrain.
Love that. Love that guy.
Very helpful.
Does he have a name?
If you asked him his name is B Scout.
Okay. B Scout.
Like 2 words, B Scout?
Like B as in the letter, Scout.
Huh.
A B Scow, not Scout.
Scout.
Scout. Oh, okay.
His full name is B Scout Stout.
Okay.
All
of course.
P.
Ball peen hammer.
We cannot.
The B stands for
I'm Corporal Ball Peen Hammer.
We'll meet him in Camp Rascal, I bet. I'm ready to go.
Straight beams over there.
The cave is mostly clear. You do occasionally catch sight of some fungal monstrosities from the corner of your eye, but they leave you alone. The Pale Mother staying true to her word. It has been about a half day now since you have departed, and with fatigue setting in, B-Scout leads you to a secluded alcove in the cavern with a cache of supplies that previous Cathari scouts had utilized. And as you set up camp, B-Scout produces some sort of compact stove, which he claims is the natural alternative to a campfire, which might draw too much attention. And he cooks up a couple of plates of some yummy, fruity meats over some stewed grains for you all. As he kind of finishes doling out the food, he says, now that we're all settled in, you gotta tell me, what brings you all this way, friends? Not many folks pass this deep.
We are traveling. We have been tasked with charting a route through the city, and it has been quite the tumultuous journey so far. Nothing seems to be quite where it ought to be.
Yeah.
She's just fucking staring at me.
Yeah. Nope. He is staring at you, Ledger.
It's good meat.
While this is happening, Halo opens his face up and takes a spoonful of meat and eats it. He also eats the spoon.
Is it good?
I don't know that I like that very much.
Yeah, you're not getting that back.
Halo puts his bowl down and he's like, sorry.
He kind of gestures at Ledger and he says, I'm sure you've got quite a story yourself, countryman.
Yeah, and I can promise you it is not one that you would readily believe, nor anybody else.
Okay.
If I'm being honest, our intentions are to pass through Camp Rascal, perhaps restock our supplies and move on without altercation will be the goal. But my particular circumstances mean that the ire of my fellow countrymen might prove to be problematic.
Yes, I suppose that might be the case, given recent events.
Wait, what do you mean?
What events?
Well, what happened in the town we just left, partner?
Oh, that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I to be held accountable for not being able to stop an otherworldly fungal monster doing what I can to survive? I do not bear any responsibility for the happenings of that town.
Of course. I hold no grudge against you. You saved my life. I am extremely grateful. But questions may come. As you know, our people are curious folk. Procedures must be followed. And, I wish you the best. I just have a game plan.
I mean, you'll back us up, right?
Yes, of course. I owe you a great debt.
Of course.
And I would not want to cross you all.
Bailey glares at him.
Does Bailey still have a unicorn horn? Like, is that just there forever?
Right.
Yes, Bailey has a unicorn horn forever. And he also has a 3D model of a box he can rotate in his head.
That is true. How does that work with his hat? Do you have to, like, cut a hole in the front of your big hat? Or does it just got, like, a weird lump on the front?
Maybe it's just pointing up right now. He hasn't solved that yet. It's just, like, tilted.
I like the
That sounds right.
Yeah.
We trust this guy.
The issue that I believe will be most pertinent for me, and you can believe me or not as you like, most don't. I did not desert from Cathari service. I simply never served. I am not truly Cathari despite appearances and the particularities of my accent.
All right.
This is what I am concerned is going to cause me the most difficulties in what is ostensibly the stronghold of the Cathari down here in the deeps.
Well, I'll say this much. We have means for determining things. If you are telling the truth, there will not be any issue. You seem to have a decent enough moral compass among you, combined, I'm sure. Your demon friend will have to, of course, be registered, but I don't anticipate any severe complications for
for you merry band of folks.
What is registered?
Is this one simple?
Yes, in a sense.
How odd.
Humor him.
I don't hold it against you that you don't know this. It's actually a fairly new legislation coming down from the orchard. But, the Cathari Office of Demonic Affairs, we now require all demons to be registered in the colonies and in Cathar as well, though we do not have any demons in Cathar. It is purely theoretical in that case.
Halo tilts his head. It's like, if you don't have any demons, why do you have a demon's office?
Well, for the colonies.
And I'm assuming the colonies have demons.
Yeah, well, we are in the colonies, technically.
So you consider the City of Glass to be a colony of the Cathari Empire?
We consider the northern expanse of the continent to be the colonies of the Cathari Empire, and the City of Glass, though it is officially not associated with either the colonies or the domain of the worm, we anticipate it will fall under our control.
Well, that is quite optimistic. Now, this registration, is it unpleasant, or is it merely, putting some information down in a book?
In most cases, it is purely a bureaucratic affair, to my knowledge.
And what about the rest of them?
Well, sometimes demons are just not predisposed to live amongst us people, in which case we find other uses for them. But your friend here seems fine.
He is odd, but not what I would determine to be antisocial or dangerous. Certainly.
Yes.
Well, I suppose... hold on, I have one for the... Hello, my name is... Francis Stool. No, that's a bad name.
No.
How do I sound? Is this are you convinced that I'm not Cathari? How's that?
That's great. I think that's going to really do it for you.
So good. Great.
Now, if you don't mind, I must get my sleep. I am a very sleepy man.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we'll split into watches and never doesn't do to leave yourself undefended out in a place like this.
Oh, yes, naturally. I'm going to go to my bedroll now.
Thanks for the meat.
Yep, Cathari canned meat. You can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
It says that on the can. Take a close look.
Oh, yeah, it does.
I think Ledger's going to go a little ways away from this guy, maybe just out of obvious earshot. So what's the... Are we still in a cave?
You are in a cave.
He's going to go, maybe lean up against a wall and say, I'll take first watch, I'll get some rest. And he starts rolling one of his little foul-smelling hand-rolled cigarettes, and he leans over his shoulder to his death and says, baby, if you see that one trying to slip away surreptitiously, do let me know.
She gives you a spooky nod.
I thought you were going to say thumbs up for some reason. That might be out of character.
A-okay with me.
The thumbs up is universal. I would not take it away from anyone. Okay. In the night. Booker, you said you wanted to read your book. We're checking off that beat for you.
Yes.
You complete reading the book you got at the start of all this about reducing your master's control. And what you learned from the book is that while your master does have rats about everywhere, rats are still demonic in nature, and they have the same weaknesses, namely consecrated silver. The weaknesses are quite thorough, and as it turns out, you can even wear piercings made of silver, or even drinking a tonic containing the silver. It can make your speech unrecognizable to the rats, and even make it harder for them to track you. It does warn that such tricks would not be useful directly against Barkellian himself, since he is so powerful, but it would help you avoid his attention.
Okay. Noted.
Time to drink the mercury tincture.
Time to drink the mercury. After an uneventful night of sleep, you head out again Is there anything you want to do before I take you to Camp Rascal? Because since you did the whole killing sphere and fungus thing, you do not have to do a delve. You get to skip that entirely.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, we really
Knocked
fucked
it out of the
that
park.
place up, eh? I don't think so. I think I got so accustomed to having like the completely infallible lie detector that like through this whole conversation with this guy, I'm thinking to myself like, he's fucking lying. He's going to sell us out. He's fucking lying to my face. But I don't know. I really wish I still
you'd
had it.
have to roll a die for that.
I'm not gonna because I'm not good at it and I don't care. I mean, Ledger doesn't care. I care. But yeah, I guess we're gonna go. I think that Ledger's plan is just to try and seem like he's not Cathari. I'm a worm man myself. I'm from the domain.
Oh,
He's
I'm a
practicing.
wormsman.
The whole time we're walking, he's like practicing his non-Cathari accent.
Oh, do I detect a wormish accent, sir?
Yes.
What are your 3 favorite worms? Go.
Fuck. Get him, boys. Runs away.
So you come out onto a rocky outcropping in a much larger cavern. I've changed the image in the Roll20 for you to a very well-crafted picture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, thank you. Below you, about 30 or so feet, is a tent town, which coats the floor of this cavern in a circle about 1/2 mile in diameter. The camp is lit up with regularly placed bloodlight lanterns, casting a red tint on the purple and silver canvas of the Cathari military tents. A couple of buildings seem to be more permanent structures, the largest of which is a circular metal dome at the center of the camp, which is quite large. Just ahead of you on the same elevated outcropping is a small barricade staffed by 2 soldiers, both of whom are wearing gas masks. B-Scout calls out to them, announces his approach, and clears the way forward for you. And after a brief chat with the soldiers, B-Scout turns to you and says, "All right, we've got to get you all checked in before we do anything. Do you mind following me down?"
Of course.
Sure thing.
Okay. He leads you past the barricade to a wooden elevator, which lowers you to the floor of the cavern. And from there, he quickly leads you into the camp and into a circular tent with a clear signage indicating that it is both an intake facility as well as a brig. Just inside is a large folding desk staffed by a bored-looking soldier who perks up upon seeing your group approach. B-Scout approaches him, whispers in his ear for a few seconds, and pats him on the shoulder and turns to you. And he says, "All right, Ledger here is going to ask you some questions and get you checked in." And he points at the guy at the desk, not you, Ledger.
What the fuck?
I've got to file a report to the ex-Mar about my mission, and I imagine he's going to want to see you all at some point, so don't leave the camp until he calls for you. Ledger, who I will be calling the intake officer from now on, indicates for you all to step up to the desk.
Francis complies.
All right, says the intake officer. Let's start with your group information. What is your business in the City of Glass? Who is your sponsor, if any, and what affiliations do you have with any nations or organizations?
We could be honest about our
Yeah.
sponsor, I guess, right? This is probably something that would come up before.
Albright.
He's nice.
We are, I guess, suppose you would call us chartists or cartographers. We are attempting to plot a route through the city itself.
Okay.
We are sponsored by the Albright Foundation is a thing, right? I didn't make that up.
I think so.
Okay. We have been sponsored in this task by the Albright Foundation, or just by Virgil Albright of Calamity or whatever.
Names?
My name is Francis Beam.
Try that again.
Francis Beam.
I'm sorry. The scout you were with, he kind of told me your whole deal with the accent and all that.
Come on.
Oh, of course he did. My name is Ledger Gray, and Ledger smiles.
Yeah, no, that sounds right, because he's whispered to me, yeah, this guy's name is also Ledger. And he thought that was funny, but also he told me all that stuff. But that's fine. Don't worry. We get that all the time. Don't worry. We'll get you sorted out. The rest of you?
Bailey.
I'm Halo.
K.
Bailey
Booker
K.
Page.
Can I get... I need your full names.
Bailey K-A-W.
K-A-W. Got it. Booker what was it?
Page.
Page. Wow, you got a lot of nice single-syllable last names. I like that. And Halo here, that's a full name, I assume. Demons got weird names. I'm fine with that.
I'm Halo.
You're Halo. That's great. What is this demon's relation to your group?
I'm not sure what you mean. He is simply he's a contributing member. Is that?
He's the lantern holder.
Associate.
Okay.
He holds the lantern.
Independent. I got it.
He is not the property of any one of us. Although I suppose I do feel some responsibility for him.
Yeah, but you don't got papers or nothing.
No, heavens no.
Great. Is this demon registered with Coda?
I can almost certainly say that he is not.
Okay, so that's going to have to be changed. It's a new ordinance, but it is going to be required. There is a Coda demoner in the camp, which can issue you papers and all that good stuff. And until it is registered, it will not be permitted to travel unescorted. And you can all serve as its escort. And there may be it may be subject to additional searches, interrogation, or detention. Likewise, as long as this demon is unregistered, these stipulations extend to the group it is traveling with.
I'll see.
The man gestures dismissively at Bailey and Booker, and then he points to Ledger, and he kind of squints his face a bit, clearly seeing something familiar like so many other people have, but he kind of shrugs it off. And he says, "Now, I have been told that you are one of our countrymen, though I know you claim you are not. Given this information, and that you do not appear to be made servile or a member of the military, we're going to need your citizen number, discharge papers, proof of exile, or any other such identifying information."
Now, see, I told Mr. B the same thing. I have none of that. I am not truly Cathari.
I see.
He said this would not be a problem, or that you would have some way of untangling this particular predicament.
Yes, is Ledger Gray your full legal name?
As far as I know it to be, yes.
I see. Well, we can contact Cathar via Scion and try to retrieve information on your behalf.
The Ledger, I think, thinks about that for a moment, and he kind of looks over his shoulder at his death and says, "I would find that fascinating and enlightening. Yeah, please do."
Okay. In the meantime, you're going to be issued a red guest pass until we can clarify this information, and you will not be permitted to leave the camp. And there are other stipulations to that as well, but you are going to be treated similarly to your demon here.
Oh, wonderful.
Last few questions here. All of you answer yes or no. No need to wait one at a time. You can all just kind of say them in a queue. Okay. Do you now, or have you ever been the servant or pacted adherent of an existential being such as a demon, a void entity, or a god?
No.
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 No. What
is this, a lie detector?
No. Are you...
I didn't know. You like when you said that.
Are you harboring any psionic, arcane, biological, demonic, or otherwise transnatural organisms or presences?
No.
No?
Like saying you have drugs at the checkpoint. No.
But
that was out of character.
I am.
Halo, say no. Just say no.
Okay. No.
The demon's a special case. Don't worry about that. Have you experienced any periods of lost time greater than 24 hours?
Nope.
No.
No, only 3 seconds.
You can lose time?
Did you not? Okay, next question. Come on.
Have you experienced any strange or unexplainable cravings or desires?
No.
Nope.
No.
You're certain.
Next question.
Only want good Cathari cooking.
Well,
All right.
look, what is the time frame on this? I had a situation with teeth, but Cathari Soul Ward was kind enough to break me of that particular indulgence. This was some time ago.
Well, that's fine. Strange cravings are quite common. These wouldn't disclude you from going in. This is just for the safety of us and everyone else. Sort of like a medical record, so we know how to deal with you if there's a problem.
Yeah, sure.
See.
Do you know where you are going? And if so, do you know why you know where you are going?
Yep.
Yes and yes.
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 Mm-hmm. Do you believe your life is a story? And if so, do you believe or suspect it is being recorded somewhere?
No.
No.
Not until just this second when you mentioned it.
Ayla's thinking really hard. He's scratching his head. No.
Okay. Do you believe any of your traveling companions have lied or otherwise been mistaken about the answers provided to your intake officer?
No.
Okay. Great, that's all of the official ones, but one supplementary question. What's going on with your friend's forehead there? And he points at Bailey.
Oh, way to point it out, huh? Jeez.
It's a growth.
I've been wondering about that myself.
It's a disfigurement, okay? I'm glad everyone can see it. Can you let me move along now?
I'm just curious the origin of it.
He's a little sensitive.
Yeah, all right.
I do need to know the
this way.
origin of it. You were born this way.
Yes, all right.
Parents both human?
My poor mother, all right? It was not an easy birth, okay?
That's fine. I'm sorry for your mother. Okay, let me get you your vests. Each of you is issued a colored vest. Ledger and Halo, you're given a red poncho.
Oh, wow.
Does it have pockets?
It does.
Ledger immediately starts filling it with garbage from his own, coat pockets.
They're very shitty ponchos. I just wanted to let you know.
Are they
It's like the ones that a water park you put on so you don't get wet on the roller
yes, that's what it is.
Barely better than cellophane.
Bailey, you were given a yellow poncho. And Booker, you are given a blue poncho. And when you are given your poncho, you get a wink. You get a wink from the intake officer.
Like a friendly wink or a menacing wink?
A friendly wink. And as you're
Booker
all...
returns it.
Yeah, thank you. You are all given an ID card that gives your name, guest status, and group number. And Booker, in your case, a third item has been slipped into your little package of ID card and poncho, which is a slick, polished note card bearing the rat and hourglass symbol of your master Parkellian with a message on the rear of it.
I knew it was some of this
What's
shit.
it say?
Do you want to read it now?
Yeah.
Okay. The letter reads, proceed directly to the Cathari Office of Demonic Affairs. Bring Ledger Gray with you before he reports back to his masters. Then hand this card to the demonologist there. The following instructions are for the demonologist. ISWLAUD Ang Sub 2 GE 1 Pale right arrow asset usage permitted. 2 VPIN absolute orchard severance required.
All right. Ledger pockets it and just keeps up with the group for now.
Great. You move
It'll be
on.
fun.
You put your little ponchos on, and you are sent past the intake tent into the heart of Camp Rascal. As you saw above, you are surrounded by purple tents and purple uniformed soldiers. Interspersed in this crowd are a nearly equal number of dull-eyed servants wearing gray robes, which are something you see anywhere the Cathari operate, which are Cathari servants, whose people whose minds have been turned completely servile to unquestioningly serve the nation of Cathar. Ledger.
Nice.
A familiar worming sensation spreads through the base of your neck. The Institute is indicating for you to make contact, and this particular rhythm you recognize as one which requires you to give a report via a psionic messenger. In all likelihood, it also means that they don't have any active operatives in Camp Rascal, which is a strong sign that you are beginning to reach the edge of their influence.
I love that. So this basically means I have to find a scion of my own power and convince him to send a message with an updated status report.
Yeah, the intake officer did say that there is a scion in the camp, so
that's how they're going to try and grab my my information, I think.
Booker speaks up. How about we go to the demonologist office?
Why?
What? Yeah.
Don't we have to register this one?
Yeah, I believe.
Wouldn't it be an impediment?
It is on the list. We should probably go do it.
He and I are stuck at the same second-class status until my own situation is resolved, and that is a matter of no expediency at all, as far as I know. Perhaps we could go talk to the scion.
But we know the sentiment towards demons. Do we really want more suspicion?
Tell me this, Booker. Why did you get such a fancy poncho?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a growth. I don't look like he points over there. And you're raising a lot of questions, but at least you look like them.
Yeah, I sound like them too, apparently. Well, son of a bitch.
As not to arouse suspicion, I think we should do this. We could see the scion after.
Halo says, I don't want to arouse a suspicion.
Hey, the yellow one's not bad, though. Right? I mean, it's in the middle. It's not horrible.
I don't know if it's good either, though.
It's all right. It's got to be all right. No one's giving me any looks, I don't think.
I think that strange looks are something that you are going to have to become accustomed to if you intend for your relationship with that horn on your head to be a permanent affair.
I really got to solve that. All right, I don't care where we go. We just got to go
Maybe
somewhere.
the demonologists can do something. I don't know.
I think Ledger squints, but he says, all right, fine, we'll go to the demonologist.
Okay, great. I just want to say the Camp Rascal has really excellent signage, like really good signage.
I love that.
I think that's one of the advantages of such an overbearing bureaucracy such as this.
Yeah, I mean, like
It's like Disneyland.
that their public transit game is insane back home.
Is there a sign that indicates what yellow is? Do I find one?
No, I don't think that is made clear to you. I think that is a
Damn it.
kind of. I'm sure you could ask someone
Yeah.
if you
You
were
problem.
curious.
I'll wait.
Yeah. You find your way easily to the Cathari Office of Demonic Affairs. Unsurprisingly, it is in a tent. The tent is spacious and tall and well decorated. It has a large carpet which has been rolled out on the ground with a variety of magic sigils sewn into it with silvered thread. Hanging from various struts holding up the tent are a number of silvered charms, manacles, and other various magical implements. At the other end of the tent is a thin, sprightly woman sitting behind the same folding desk you've seen at least a dozen times before entering this camp, or since entering this camp. And sitting on top of her desk is a complex-looking cylindrical lantern casting a bright white light out of it. Halo, could you describe what the lantern you came out of looked like?
It looks kind of spindly, a little bit of filigree, but not like extensive. Kind of sharp, angling points around the parts where the metal comes together. And it doesn't look like it's a lantern that is supposed to sit on the ground. It's hanging only. It comes to a point at the bottom.
Yes. Good. So this one is a lot like the one that you came from. Although this one seems to not have... The one you came from had a handle on it that people held it with at some point. This one does not have a handle. Instead, it has a barbed pyramid of some sort jutting from where the handle on yours is.
Okay. May I discern it?
What do you want to know before you roll anything?
I have a new skill since last time.
Mm-hmm.
The Old Blood. When I observe someone for a few seconds, I can read their aura and discern their surface level emotions. I want to discern.
How is this lamp feeling? What's his or her emotional state?
It burns.
You
There's a
want
fire within me.
Okay. I mean, yeah, sure. Try it. Try. You're not even going to greet this person. You're just going to go right into the discerning roll.
Yeah, I'm going to go straight into
It's a
discern this
Halo
lamp.
move.
Okay. Yeah. Let's fucking do it. I'm trying to figure out what domain this is.
Right.
Let's call it technology. Domain. Discern technology. 9. Take no stress. You want the aura of this lamp is very similar, I guess, to your aura. Surface level emotions of the lamp. It likes shining. And it wants to be inside of you.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Nice.
Whether you interpret that as what it sounds like or not, that's up to you. But yes, it would like to be one with you.
What's security like around the lamp?
There is
A receptionist?
a demonologist right behind it who's looking at you.
In the meantime, can you remind me the order of operations on my instructions?
Give the card to the demonologist.
Number 1.
All right.
You want to know the other
I
things
think-
that come after that? I can read it for you again, but
No. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
I think the only time thing was just you have to do it before Ledger gives his own report.
Got it. Well, Booker walks up to the demonologist, hand outstretched to shake their hand, and says, "Hey, we're here to register this demon." And he's trying to slip her the card.
She takes the card and looks at it very obviously, not really sure that this was supposed to be subtle.
Oh, well, what a stupid...
Ledger's squinting slightly, but he's not saying anything.
Why
She
does
looks
he have
at
a
it
card?
and kind of like mouths some words, like she's reading it. It's like, oh, son of a bitch. You kidding me?
What does this say?
Booker shrugs.
What's going on?
It's complicated. Anyways, you're here to register this demon? And she tucks the card into her pocket.
Yes.
We'll talk about this later. Why don't we just do the registration first? Because that part's easy, at least. Usually. Demon, why don't you take a seat here? Your friends can just go back there. You, guy who gave... what's your name? And she points at Booker.
Booker.
Do you want all your friends here for... what comes after this?
Of course you do.
What exactly does come after this?
Which one of you's Ledger?
I am.
I mean, I'm getting weird vibes right now.
Yeah, what's going on here? I turn to Booker. What's going on? What was that card?
Unrelated business. We're here to register the demon. We can deal with this after.
It's
Okay.
unrelated business, and yet it pertains directly to me. He looks to
Yeah,
the
his name
demonologist
is on
and
it.
says,
It's no
you
big
can
deal.
assume that whatever you were told about that card, if it does pertain to me, I was not informed.
Ledger, we'll discuss after.
Well, we'll discuss after, but it's not a huge problem. It's not a huge problem. I mean,
You said, God damn it.
it is. Well, that's a huge problem for a prerequisite to the thing that isn't a huge problem. But can we please register your
Okay.
demon friend first so I can?
All right, register him.
Yes,
Fine, go
and
ahead.
then
Okay,
we'll
sit down.
figure out this
Well,
card together.
What's your name? Thing.
Halo.
Okay.
I'm
don't
Halo.
answer for it. That's not okay.
Bailey crosses his arms and taps his foot.
Okay, and the demonologist pulls out some boxes of stuff from behind their desk. Okay, Halo. Halo. Where are you from, Halo?
I'm from a lamp.
A lamp.
Yep.
What kind of lamp?
It was like that lamp. And he turns around and looks at the lamp behind them.
Okay. I kind of feel like you're just looking at things around the room and basing your answers on them.
Ledger, is it true?
It's the fucking Anchorman bit. I think Ledger might cut in and say, I can understand why you would get that impression, but I can indeed verify that Halo was born of a lamp that was being borne along by some folk that I had been paid to escort.
Do you have the lamp?
Yep.
He looks to Halo.
May I see it?
Do be careful with it. He is quite protective of it.
It got fixed recently. You can look. He hands it over.
He looks. She looks at the lamp. Well, but that's just like my lamp.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Different numbers on it though.
What is the demonologist's name?
You'd have to ask her.
I don't think Halo would do that. That's not in character. Anyways, your lamp wants to go with me. Can I have it?
No, absolutely not. That's my lamp, and I paid a good amount of money for it. Well, I didn't pay any money for it. That's fundamentally not true, but it has great sentimental value to me.
What is sentimental?
Jesus.
You're telling me.
Look, the nature of this whole lamp situation is that Halo here has not been alive for very long, and his social niceties are a work in progress.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? He jumped out of that lamp, what?
Fully grown?
Yeah.
Oh, that's highly unusual. Demons are usually like little dog things first for a while, and they kind of slowly develop their sense of consciousness. You know?
Yeah, don't I know it?
Okay, this is all very stupid, so let's just move on. Halo, do you know what your aspect is? And before you say I don't know what that is, it is a thing that demons feed off of or typically are drawn to. This is not my voice. My voice is a lot more feminine than this. But for some reason, your friend here is just transforming me.
I have that effect.
Halo thinks, I don't think it is oranges or soup. I think it is. He looks back at the lamp. Brightness.
Well, that's something. Okay, we're gonna do a little test. So I'm gonna open up this box, and in this box is gonna be a lot of rocks in it. Okay.
Okay.
And you're just gonna need to take the rock that is right. Okay.
He's nodding.
She opens the box. There's a box full of different rocks in it. They're glowing very faintly. There are various colors, shapes, and sizes. Which one do you take?
They're all glowing. Every single one of them.
Slightly. Some brighter than others.
He puts his hand out, and every single one of them goes dark. But he hasn't grabbed one yet.
God. My rocks.
What colors are they?
Whatever colors you could imagine.
Every color of the rainbow. Okay. Let me think on this.
Red rock, bro. Red rock.
He seems shocked, actually, when he puts his hand out and they all go dark. And he kind of jerks it back like he's touched a hot stove. He's like, are they supposed to do that?
No, you've gone and ruined my rocks.
Well, when he moves his hand away, they start to, maybe it takes 30 seconds for them to regain their glow after regenerate it.
These rocks are very expensive. Please do not do that again.
Does anybody have, a utensil? You grab a rock without taking its...
What if I take it for him? Would that work?
No, you don't take the rock for... He has to choose the rock.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, sure. He looks at them with more intent and watches them as they start to glow again. And the one that starts glowing again fastest, it's white. It's shimmery.
Okay.
He takes that one, tries to do it quick.
The demoner takes note of this and writes something down on a sheet of paper. Okay, put the rock back.
He puts the rock back.
She closes the box and takes out another box. The box is full of various bones from small creatures. All right, choose a bone. Whichever one you like the most.
He's rifling through these, happy to be able to touch something that doesn't get ruined. He chooses a vertebra.
Great. Now put it back, please.
He does.
All right, new box. Takes out a new box. This box is filled with words that are stamped on little metal pieces. All right, choose a word. Any word.
I still think that he can't read, so he picks whatever the longest word in the box is that has the prettiest, swirliest letters. Everybody workshop this for me.
Sans serif font.
Ignomanometer?
Those don't
Ignomanometer.
exist.
It says ball peen.
Stop. No.
No!
Okay, you choose a word. All right, last one. And she takes out the last box. This box is full of a bunch of smaller boxes of various shapes and sizes. They're all kind of small, though.
Do they have different materials?
Yep.
Colors? Can you just make something up?
Make something
He
up.
picks one that is clear. I don't know if there's anything inside of it, but it's glass.
Sure. All right. Now, what's in that box? You don't get to look. Just tell me.
but it's clear.
She's aware of this.
Oh, right. It's empty.
All right, now open the box.
He opens the box.
There's nothing inside of it. How do you feel about what you've discovered about this box?
It's not fulfilling its purpose. It needs to hold something.
Cool. Very standard answer. Very standard answer about the clear box. All right. Now, I should ask you this. Have you been being honest with me, or are you just screwing with me? Because sometimes demons will just screw with me.
What is screwing with you?
Oh, my God.
I would say that if Halo here was capable of such deception, that would be news to me. He has an extremely earnest quality about him.
Yeah, and you don't think that maybe that's his intention? Is for you to think that?
If that is the case, then he is a master manipulator, the likes of which I certainly have never met in my life.
Remarkably consistent.
I'm not sure if there's anything any of us can do.
It's
All
no
right.
hope.
Well, your answers are extremely inconclusive to your aspect. So we're going to do one more test, I guess. Okay, see this little shiny piece of silver metal here?
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to touch you with it on various parts of your body, and you just got to tell me which one hurts the most, okay? And I'll usually be able to tell. It's going to hurt, though.
That sounds scary.
Is this really necessary?
It is
We did not
absolutely
come here
necessary.
to have the poor boy be tormented.
Okay, stop touching him.
I'm sorry. This is just
Stand
how it goes. It's not that bad. It's not like torture. Yeah.
It's only one.
She start touches you with the silver little like knob, I guess. Let's call it. I think it looks like one of those honey sticks.
Ooh. Imagine this being like a pat down at the airport.
Yeah. It feels like absolutely nothing, no matter where she touches you with it.
He doesn't react.
What the hell? Okay. Well, that's weird. I don't know what's going on.
Can we go now?
Yeah, let me just issue your card. You're gonna stay in the red poncho because we didn't really get anything from this. Are you sure you're a demon? Are you like positive that you are a demon?
Everyone says I am, so I think so. Your lamp doesn't want to stay here.
Okay, I like my lamp.
It doesn't like you.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that one bit. I've been very nice to that lamp.
Well, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
But if you want to offer an exchange, I mean, I'm open to business proposals. I am profit motivated.
Look, we can talk about purchasing that lamp anytime, but I told you that the boy was unusual. Not like any demon I've certainly ever met in my day. Is it possible that he just simply does not fit into any of your categories?
I don't know. That's not really. If I'm being honest with you, that's not really how I was trained. Demonology is all about categorization, and your boy here doesn't check any of the boxes. So I would lean towards not a demon. All demons do not like consecrated silver. I have not met one that hasn't until now.
That is unusual.
Ella says, then I think you should make a new box.
Well, I pre-purchased these boxes from a distributor in the domain of the worm, but I understand what you're saying.
Wormazon.
I got this on Wormazon.
2-day shipping.
I got Wormazon Rise.
I love
This is great.
Yeah, so I guess we should get to the next matter then.
Can Booker pull Ledger aside to explain things?
Yeah.
All right.
And sorting in the corner.
Ledger, will you come talk with me? I want to tell you what's
I
going
think
on.
that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I guess
All
I'll just
right.
stand over here then. Yeah, go have fun.
Yeah, go have fun. Go buy the lamp or something. I don't know. All right. Ledger, you have to understand. You're not the only one following orders here.
Oh, I understand the true nature of your affiliation. I have been made aware.
Now, let me make one thing clear, though. You've been nothing but kind to me on this journey. I don't know what they have planned for you, but my hands are tied here in bringing you. After that, we can make our own decision. Let's just find out what they want to do.
So you're telling me that you don't know exactly what it is this demonologist has in store for me?
I don't. They don't tell me everything. I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I understand the nature of operational security, but I also, you understand, can no longer take you at your word. It doesn't matter if this demonologist attempts anything uncouth. Well, let's just say I might have to cause a scene. He smiles, but there's no humor in it.
and I'll be
The
right
gold
behind
tooth
you.
does not flash.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he just walks back in or back over to the
Alright.
table. Now, what is it that you intend to do to me? Demonic
Nothing,
business out of
nothing.
the way.
we're just doing a little ritual.
Can you explain the nature of the ritual to him?
Okay, so I'm just gonna put my cards on the table here. Most people don't like it to know in advance the ritual. It usually causes problems, but I assure you it is harmless, and it would be worse for you if you didn't deal with this ritual. It'd be a lot worse for both of
Can you give him any assurances?
I think you should speak plainly.
Well, I suppose my hands are tied. You are going to speak directly to the great demon Parkelion.
And why would I do a fool thing like that?
Because if you don't speak to him, he's going to be angry.
I wouldn't advise
Oh,
saying no.
heaven forbid I make the great demon Parkelion angry.
Yes, indeed, I agree.
I'm with them on this one, Ledger.
Oh, now that is a surprise.
It's a dumb idea.
This isn't your garden variety demon, Mr. Gray.
Well, I'm not your garden variety man. He smiles.
Why don't you put that up to Parkelion? Well, you can have a chat with him. And let's just say this. If Parkelion wanted to hurt you, you'd already be hurt. There's no need to talk.
That's true.
What is the nature of this communication?
It's sort of ritual audience that I do rarely. It's been a bit.
Does it hurt?
I don't give a damn about that. Can I bring anyone with me, or will it purely be a one-on-one type of audience?
Oh, yes, Booker will be there. I suppose I could... I mean, the instructions are very specific, but I could probably bring more people in if you needed more people. It wouldn't really make a difference.
Yes. I think Halo and Bailey should both come along.
I agree.
Oh, hell.
I would hate to exclude them. Tell
Yeah.
Parkelion that I insisted if he takes issue.
You're gonna have to tell him yourself.
All right.
And if he asks me, I'm just gonna say you put a gun to my head, because that's usually my go-to excuse, and it works really well.
The thought had crossed my mind.
Okay, but before we get into this, I'm gonna need y'all to do something for me. Unfortunately, this ritual requires some pale sand, a good amount of pale sand, to be specific. And well, I'm over my allotment for this month.
Arkelian didn't provide any?
I've been doing some side projects, and I may have used them up.
You'll be hearing about this.
So you're
no
telling
doubt.
me that I have to go and steal supplies in order to have an audience with the demon that I have no intention when I arrived here of actually doing?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Do you
that's correct.
Can you understand how that may be somewhat of an awkward position for me,
Yes.
and how I might just tell you that I was going to get the sand and then I leave?
You could do that, yes.
All right, as long as we are clear.
Booker, though, I presume would not do that, because it would cause him a great deal of trouble.
Oh, now wouldn't that just be tragic?
It genuinely would. You'd probably have to witness him get torn into some sort of infernal portal and disappear forever in agony.
You just talk
Don't
to him.
threaten me with a good time.
And then he'd probably
sounds
come
bad.
for you next.
We're only losing here, Ledger. Don't be stupid.
There it is. Well, perhaps we'll go find some of this blood sand. Where might it be?
Pale sand. I do not want blood sand. You can get it. You can steal it or purchase it from the Soul Ward or the Quartermaster. That is up to you what you choose to do.
Do we have money?
I have been meaning to speak with the Soul Ward. I have this matter of teeth under my skin I would like dealt with.
Yeah, that's nasty. I don't like that.
No. Trust me, it's worse when you're living with it. Well, I suppose we'll be back soon.
Mm-hmm.
I
Bye.
think Ledger just walks out, actually. He doesn't say anything else.
Chi
Yeah, we'll be
takes
back
her-
for that lamp.
She brings her lantern closer to her desk.
Ayla has the strongest urge to just grab it and run out.
I think Ledger maybe looks, what do you want for that lantern anyways?
What are you offering?
Well, I do have...
We still need money for the sand.
Oh, yes, we still need money from the sand. This is kind of... So here's the thing. I can't actually ask this in character, but, like, I have 3 sets of D6 Cathari tallies, and I don't have a good yardstick for how much money that actually is.
That's like $400. Let's just call it that. Probably not enough.
All right.
If you had to offer something, it would probably be something else.
An orange.
And like a really nice orange. Maybe
A D8 orange.
Maybe Bailey's gun. You want to take Bailey's cool gun away from him?
Jeez. He needs that.
Never. I would never. It was just an idle question. I don't think Ledger, at least at this juncture, intended to give her money for that. Yeah, just curious. Let's move on. And he's gonna leave.
You leave. You're going to the Soul Ward, I take it?
Yes, but I think as soon as we leave the tent, Ledger, as soon as we're like all the way out, Ledger pivots and he looks at Booker and he says, I'm going to make one thing very clear right now. If you truly do not care for the designs of your fell master, then the next time you try to wrap me up in his little schemes, you be honest from me from the launch, or we will have a very serious problem.
I know you can't take me at my word, so hopefully my actions show it. You have my word, though.
Then we will see. You have no idea why he might want to talk to me.
I do not. I feel like we've been aligned up to this point, so I can't imagine it's anything bad. He would have had me do something different if that was the case.
The people that I work for, I'm not sure if you're even aware of this. They have purchased your obligation. That is why you are here. And so I can only assume that Parkelion wishes to subvert me in some way to his own end.
Subvert you or your masters?
I cannot say.
You're very quick to judge.
It's kept me alive this long. Sort of. I guess let's go find some pale sand.
You are now at the Soul Ward's tent. Okay, you are at the Soul Ward's office. There's a Cathari woman in here with a number of bone charms over her military uniform. She's not really doing anything. She's just playing. She's playing with her phone. She's watching TikToks on full volume on her phone.
Oh God, YouTube Shorts.
What the fuck?
Hey, have you seen this one?
Cathari really is a man.
How to be a better man? Whoa.
Ledger is going to walk in, and I think he's going to be like, "Excuse me, madam. Do you have a moment?"
Oh, Red Poncho. Here comes trouble.
Yeah, well, I suppose you could say that. I happen to have, another tooth-centric malady, the sort of which the Cathari Soul Wards have been instrumental in helping me with in the past. You see, the damn things are growing under my skin.
Oh,
Quite literally.
That's not good.
No, and it is causing me extreme discomfort.
All right. You got payment?
Yeah, I think so. I think my understanding is that I can do 2 D6s to get rid of a major fallout. Is that true? Or to downgrade it?
It costs D6 resources to remove minor fallout and D8 resources to downgrade a major fallout to minor. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yep. So if I gave her all 3 of my D6 Cathari tallies...
Yeah, that'd be fine. That
would cover it?
That could get rid of it completely.
Yeah, I think without consulting anyone else, Ledger puts all of... I don't know if this is all of our money, but this is certainly all of our money that I'm carrying.
And Ledger just isn't in a mood to talk about finances with his scheming little friends.
No.
I get
he just
that.
wants these teeth out of him. He's having a bad day.
I get it. I
don't blame
Sometimes you get a little retail therapy. Yeah, you
shopping
pay-
spree.
You pay her to start painting on you with this little gray paint. And after a certain amount of time, with it where all your friends watch you in this chair getting painted on, you feel better. Your teeth settle down. You feel like there's no longer teeth under your skin, which is probably one of the greatest reliefs you've ever felt in your life.
Yeah, that's got to be like it's like scratching an itch.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Everybody keeps telling me that. If you figure out the answer, please do let me know.
Yeah, I mean, and she looks at you. She really squints. Yeah. All right. Anything else y'all need help with?
Oh, I was wondering if you have any pale sand that you might be willing to part with.
Oof. You want me to sell pale sand? You know that's against, like, the law, right?
Oh, really? Well, I did not, but that is quite enlightening, and I don't see you saying no.
Well, everything's got a price, and, out here, there's very few pleasures allowed to us. So, a little extra money on the side, a little pale sand goes missing. Sometimes the demonologist comes over here and does the same thing. We're all dirty folk out here in Camp Rascal. Yeah,
that is the nature of the City of Glass.
What are you paying with?
So actually, we're gonna have to.
I can make it easy for you. If you sell your demon to me, I can just give you a bunch of pale sand, and I can give you some tallies on the way too.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's not for sale.
No.
You're kidding.
No, I am not kidding.
I'd pay a lot of money for your demon. Like a lot.
What would you do with him? Out of curiosity.
Oh, I'd make him servile, for sure.
Oh, well,
doesn't work with this
How
one.
could they do that?
he ain't exactly a normal demon. They couldn't even categorize him over at the demonologist's office.
Well, now
Too
you're
strange.
Now you're just upselling me.
Well, unfortunately, I could not stand to part with him. I am quite fond of him.
All right. Well, then, how are you paying?
Are you allowed to tell me what die level she wants?
Yes. For the amount of pale sand you need to get to up to a D8.
Odd.
Okay, does anybody else have a D6 resource they can toss in? Because I just spent all my money on tooth removal. I do have sealing supplies still at a D6. If anybody else has a D6 resource.
Wait, I have tallies,
Oh, sweet.
allegedly.
Yeah?
Yeah, it says I have a D8 tally. I don't remember
You have a
getting this.
D8? Holy fuck.
Share with the
Nice.
class.
Let's use it.
Sure.
Halo with
I guess
the
we're
fat
like
stack.
Yeah, we're huddling up trying to talk about money. We're like, who's got the...
And Halo's like, oh, money. Is
Oh,
this
that
money?
giant stack.
Currency.
I think Ledger, his eyes widen a little bit, but he grabs the bag, looks inside, and he's like, yes. Yes, it is money. I'm going to take this if you do not mind.
You can have it.
That's mighty kind of you. See, that's why I love him so much. Yeah, this should cover it. And he plops the bag down on the table.
Wow. You let your demon carry money. That's usually risky maneuver. All right. Here you go. She gives you D8 pale sand jar. A jar of gray sand.
Thank you.
I think Ledger gives it to Booker. Why don't you carry this?
You're right. I won't arouse suspicion.
Hey, now, could you maybe answer a question for me? What is the difference between a yellow poncho and a blue one?
Yellow means keep an eye out for this one, and blue is this guy's A-okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Is
So if you're just a
fascinating.
thumbs up,
And
Yeah,
red,
that tracks.
Red is you can do whatever you want to this person, and you ain't gonna get in trouble.
Oh, that sounds
Oh,
right.
really? Now
We should-
that's fascinating.
we should go. We
And
should
then
go.
orange is only slightly better than red.
Oh,
Couldn't even give me orange. Well, anyways, this has been a wonderful story. What was your name?
My name is right here in this Google Doc. It is Soulward Diligent.
Well, Diligent, my name is Ledger Gray. This has been an absolute pleasure. And he
It's
tips his hat.
Soulward, not Diligent.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
And she looks confused by your clear breach of etiquette.
oof. That was tough.
You have to forgive me. I never did learn my manners. And he leaves.
Everyone hates you now.
I know, that's what the
no.
red coat's for. The red poncho means this man is impolite. Kill him if you feel so inclined.
Yeah.
Like that one Dr. Seuss book where they have the stars on their tummy.
So true. You think you're saying something with that one? Probably not.
No,
Nah.
not important actually. I am no longer blooded. Removing that shit. Thank fucking God. Still got a ravening call, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
No
matter.
problem.
Just a distant
not
howl in your
important.
mind.
Not important.
Okay.
Let's go talk to Parkellian.
Let's go talk to the great
He's
demon
gonna be nice. I
Park.
promise.
My
He only
boy.
hits me every other day.
Where is my Great Demon Parkellian section? Okay. You go back
better
to
have a voice.
He does have a voice. I have notes for his voice. I need to get in
Nice.
that place. Can I get in that place? Why don't
Get in
just
that
make
place.
him sound like Ledger?
Howdy, y'all. My name's Parkellian.
How's it going?
It's me. Okay. You go into the demoner's office again, and she says, "Oh, good. Real quick. Good work. Could you zip up the tent, please?"
Booker, zip this.
Zip.
Thanks. Now we can get nasty. Okay. Oh, I had that written there. Isn't that great?
Get nasty?
Yeah. She gestures
Yeah.
for you all to move to the edge of the room. And when you do, she produces a piece of coral from a pouch on her uniform and crushes it, and the carpet on the ground begins to move, with each knot of thread coming alive, morphing into dozens and dozens of wriggling fabric rats, which pile on top of each other until the carpet forms an archway. And within that archway, somehow, there is another room, as if another room is overlaid on top of this one, and its interior, it's dark, stony, and candlelit. And she walks in and indicates for you all to follow.
Smoke and mirrors.
Ledger's gonna look at his death and see how she's feeling about this.
Uncertain.
Okay. Stay close to me, baby. Come through if you can.
Yeah, she gets through fine.
Okay, cool.
Normal pocket dimension stuff. Very typical.
Hale lets one of the rats sniff his fingers and then goes in.
They're not so bad, Booker says to Halo.
It bites you.
No
Uh-oh.
bite.
You turn into a carpet.
Oh, God.
My strange fetish is finally unveiled.
The long con.
Okay. Not wasting any time, she snaps her fingers and the archway closes behind you. You are now in this dark, stony room. It is very dark and candlelit. Not wasting any time. Did I already say not wasting any time?
You did.
Yes, it almost seems like you're wasting some time.
Sometimes I'll read a line from the next line in my prep, and then I'll put it on the line above it, and I don't know why I do that. It's
no,
horrible.
I do that too sometimes.
She immediately produces a large bag of tools and then begins to draw a complicated summoning circle on the ground. At one point, she curses and then kind of erases the symbol she has just drawn in what looks to be blood. And she says, sorry, folks. It's been a bit since I've done an audience. I'm kind of rusty.
Don't worry about it.
So, how long y'all been involved with Parkellian?
Well, since we talked about it out in front of your desk, in my case.
Yeah, just meeting
How
him.
about you?
What about you, Booker? Long timer? Gotta be.
Long timer.
That's rough. Oh, shit, I don't know. 5-10 years at this point. Definitely got his perks. I got that neat trick with the carpet. That's cool. He probably wouldn't be thrilled to know that I bring my dates in here when we need privacy, but you know how it is. Yeah.
You dog.
And she points to a filthy bedroll in the corner of the room.
Oh,
Just disgusting.
Mm.
You know he probably knows, right?
Yeah, but, give and take. That's his whole thing, right? She looks at Ledger. She's like, wait, have we met before? Are you sure?
Okay, now, you are perhaps the 7th or 8th Cathari who have told me such a thing in the past several days. Do I look like somebody you know, somebody everybody knows?
You must.
Or do I just have one of those faces?
Maybe you got cursed by like a wizard or a demon.
Oh, I have been cursed. Now, that is not even up for debate.
Yeah, I met this one guy who was cursed, and everyone that met him thought he was famous. It's kind of similar to your situation.
That's pretty
Suppose
awesome.
So.
Were they actually famous?
No, he wasn't. And the thing is, everyone was really mad when he would say, I'm not famous, because they were certain he was famous.
Might as well just be famous at that point.
I think he got killed.
So when do we see Parkellian?
It takes a while. Like I gotta, yes, here, and I gotta do the sand, and she creates this big circle of sand outside the summoning circle. And when she finishes that off, she has to put on these big, thick gray gloves, and she produces a box filled with these tiny black purple needles, kind of like what you do with acupuncture. And she has to really carefully line the outermost ring beyond the sand with those. And then she's kind of like cursing because one falls over.
Some people don't know how to use a beetle. I swear to God.
I just use a beetle for this.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, sorry about this, folks. It just takes a while. There's like a water jug in the corner if you need some water.
Yeah, I'm not drinking anything in here. Are you kidding me?
Oh, sorry. Jeez. And then she gestures to Booker and Ledger and says, all right, you two stand in those two circles here in the center, and we can start getting this show on the road.
What about the rest of them?
Listen, I don't think they should stand in the circle. I don't think it would benefit them. They can watch, and
we can at least see what's going on, right?
They'll still, from one slave to a demon to another. You don't want extraneous people in the circle because they are more.
Booker, know this ritual already?
Yeah, honestly, you've probably. Up to you. Have you had a remote teleconference with Parkellian before, directly with him?
I feel like it would have been more direct before.
When you were first brought into his service, you were definitely in his presence, and you know it kind of sucks.
Okay.
Halo's just sitting in the corner, crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, I'll go sit next to him, or I'll stand with my arms crossed, tapping my foot.
Yeah, no one knows.
I think Ledger will just be like. He looks over at his death and says, all right, stay right close, baby. And then he gets in, does the thing.
Careful, you two.
All right. The demoner places herself at the outer rim of the inner circle, kind of double checks her work, and then she pricks her finger with a small knife and places it in contact with the rim. And she speaks and she says, the window is open. The door is closed. The door is locked. The key is here. I pick up the key. I seek Parkellian. I seek the father of debts. I seek the keeper of payments. I seek the great master of exchange. I rebuke all others. I refuse their presence. I hand the key to Parkellian. I bow my head. Parkellian may do as he wishes. And then the center of the circle, just a few feet away from you, seems to explode outwards, with thousands of these sharp golden feathers erupting upwards into the air. The ceiling itself seems to retract to make space for them. And each feather's pointy base stretches a different direction, like a road with 1,000 paths pointing every which way. And the air is filled with a very, very tangible presence, a feeling which sinks deep into you, invisible hooks which dredge your very being, gaining purchase where they know they belong. Without even consciously realizing it, your mind begins to wander to your own value. What can you offer? What is your life worth? How much does it cost for you to twist your morals into Parkellian's desired shape? And after what feels like a moment and an eternity, the feathers stop emerging from the ground, and you stand in front of what almost appears to be a massive, chaotic, golden feather duster, though each feather is inverted, with the quill end pointing outwards and the soft feathery parts going down into the ground. Booker, you've seen the true form of your Master Parkellian once before, and now, as you stand in front of him again, his ownership of your life has never felt stronger than it does now. And the both of you who are in this circle need to make an endure occult roll.
I love to endure. Let's see.
All right.
I fail.
Yeah, congratulations. You've just taken D8 echo stress.
Congratulations.
I love it. I just got rid of my echo fallout. Let's get a little more.
Good news.
We're back.
I'm cold. There we go. My turn. Let's see it.
Oh, that's a success for Booker Page.
I've seen it before.
I've seen it.
Been there.
Seven. That's a 7.
Oh my god.
It sucks because I can't even activate collateral because Booker can just bounce it right back to me.
Don't do it. Waste it for both of us.
Oh, yeah, I'll just take it, and then I'll Fallout test.
And you and Booker are always standing next to each other. It's kind of a shame.
I know. I almost took an ability that gave me a Fallout armor as well, or an Echo armor, but I ended up not doing that. No Fallout.
Hey, good.
There you go.
Okay. You are here. You're bearing it. You're grinning and bearing it. Parkellian's aura seems to be stretching the very fabric of reality around you. And as you kind of get your bearing, Booker, you happen to look at Ledger, and he is no easier to look at than Parkellian is, because you see him as a corpse. You see all of the decay and rot that is usually suppressed by the magics that animate him. And beside him, you see his death. The dark-haired woman who you've got glimpses of before and you know he speaks to. Ledger himself seems smeared almost, his soul hanging loosely from him like an aimless fog. And in that strange fog, you see something else, a horrible, hungry creature that seems ready to pounce on him at any moment. And something about that creature makes your mouth start to water. And that strange craving for teeth do you still have that strange craving?
Yes.
It seems to grow greater and greater, and you almost have to stop yourself from indulging it right there. But after a moment, you get hold of yourself, and your Master Parkellian looks down on you and speaks. And he says, Booker Page, I believe you and your friend have news for me.
Now that is news to me.
In case you forgot, I didn't put it in the recap. It's about how you know where the string that consumes is.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yes, the string?
Yes.
We're getting closer. What of it?
Where is it?
We've yet to get it.
But you know where it is.
What would you have me do?
Oh, Booker. You feel, Booker, Parkellian's going to go into your brain now. Parkellian is going to go into both of your brains now. Suffice to say, it is very unpleasant. You can try, if you would like, to resist this.
What would it be? An endure?
It will
or something?
unfortunately be another endure cult.
Okay.
If you have something you would really like to hide.
I don't think so. I think Ledger maybe doesn't want Parkellian to know what Ledger wants, but he might already have an inkling of that anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ledger's just gonna let it happen.
All right. You let it happen. Parkellian violates your mind and dredges your most personal memories and thoughts. By luck, or perhaps some unknown trick, Booker, Parkellian seems to skip right over the memory of you reading the book about lessening his control. It's odd. It slips. He can't seem to see it. Thanks, whoever wrote that book. He does, however, quickly locate your conversation with the Pale Mother, where she told you about the string that consumes. And you feel Parkellian's satisfaction wash over the room. And he says, oh, excellent work, Booker. Just excellent. I really underestimated you. I never thought you would sacrifice an entire settlement just for me. That is very flattering.
We did what we had to do.
Of course. Always what you have to do.
What the hell do you want with me?
We'll get to that. What I've just learned confirms my earlier suspicions. You all recall the friendly man you traveled with briefly, yes?
Of course.
He possesses the string that consumes. I have reason to believe it is that little silken ribbon he wears around his neck. I'm not really entirely sure what has happened to this friendly man. He may very well be unaware of what the string is, and this is problematic for a number of reasons, which are not necessary for your mission for you to understand. But to put it simply, I would like you to kill him and to take that ribbon. The demoner here will provide you with the weapon you have to use to kill him. And after that, all you must do is return to me, and I believe a promotion will be well in order. Understood, Booker?
Straightforward. But why do we need to kill him? Can we just take the ribbon?
No, it's complicated.
Got it.
He has to die.
And what of Ledger?
Yes, what of me?
So the Institute tends to keep their dogs on a very long leash. And I have a feeling that Ledger here is starting to realize just how frayed that leash is. If you have any sense in you, Mr. Gray, you will assist Booker with his task. The Institute doesn't know what they are doing, and on a similar note, they do not seem to realize who you really are, which is very funny. It is a wicked web the world weaves for us. Regardless, you should lead the Institute on. I know you don't care about them at all, and should Booker succeed in his task, you have my word that I will assist you in your desire for freedom. I certainly have the resources, and demons are always true to their word, especially a demon like me.
Consider this a down payment then to secure my cooperation. Who exactly am I? And he smiles.
Now that is a question with many, many answers.
Give me something now. You are telling me to stick my neck out after all, something that, as you have identified, I'm not necessarily unwilling to do.
Okay, what's most important for you to know? One question.
Where's my body? My real one.
Your real body. Whether you've realized it or not, your real body is on its way to you even as we speak. And in another vein, I think you will soon accidentally stumble upon your fake body soon as well. How entertaining.
You speak in riddles, but I believe I have gleaned what I need to.
Excellent. It's a deal.
Booker winces a little bit.
Yep. There's a capital D in that deal. With that agreement in place, an easy agreement, the demon Parkelian suddenly recedes into the ground, taking with him his oppressive presence, and an uneasy silence fills the room. Halo and Bailey, you saw all this happen, but you kind of felt frozen the whole time.
Figures.
It wasn't so bad.
Ledger, I think, stares at Booker very uncomfortably. He normally has such like a congenial air about him, and it's like this look is almost blank, and it's kind of disturbing given his usual demeanor. And then he kind of flexes his fist. Does Ledger turn back into a normal looking boy when Parkelian vanishes?
Yeah.
I think Bailey whispers to Halo, "This isn't good."
We can't kill the friendly man. That seems bad.
Yeah, let's let them figure it out.
What'd you say, Brian?
Did Halo and Bailey also see what Ledger looks like?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think Ledger flexes his fists a few times. And then I think he turns around to... Are we still in the pocket dimension?
You're still in the pocket dimension. The demoner has produced from a cabinet a small gray bundle with an ornate handle poking out from it, and she hands it to you very carefully.
Ledger won't take it.
I think she hands it to Booker. Now, all right, Booker, this is a void glass Chris. You're going to want to be very careful with this thing. It doesn't get more pure than this. You don't even really usually want to carry this with you for an extended amount of time, but you know how it is with Parkelian. So try to keep it in the cloth here until you need to use it. I really would not recommend looking at it until you have to use it, because it can mess with your head a little, okay?
Booker nods and puts it in his pouch.
All things considered, that wasn't too bad. I thought for sure he was going to drag Ledger into, like...
He has no quarrel with Ledger.
But yeah. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Well, if there's not anything else, I'm going to open up the portal and you can stride back out in town.
Quick in and
That
out.
would be for the best.
She opens it up. The rat arch is open. Watch out.
Rouch.
Ow, 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 ow.
Do you have any other business with the demoner, or do you want us to head out?
Yeah.
I think we can head out. What kind of haunts are there here?
There are Echo, Blood, Supply, and Mind.
I think I might actually, for the first time ever, try to reduce stress at a haunt, because I have 7 Echo Fallout.
Excellent. You're leaving the lantern behind for now, yes?
Ain't got no money left.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You start heading towards... Are you going to Soulward again?
Is that would be where you get the Echo Fall? That's
Yes.
where you get your stress reduced?
That's right.
Yeah, I think maybe when we like leave the Demoner's Ledger just kind of like sets off without waiting to see what anyone else says or even to check if anybody's following him. And he's just gonna walk back in, and I don't. Is it just the painting? Is that what is done? Similar thing, but just.
The issue is that halfway there you get intercepted.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, by B Scout, your friend B Scout, good old
Yeah,
pal
my
B
friend.
Scout, and he says, "Hey folks, how's it going?"
Hello.
Just grand.
The X-Mar wants to talk to you.
Wonderful.
Who?
Expedition Marshal.
Oh.
He runs the show here. He just wants to talk to you. I don't know.
We were told at the outset that we would be debriefed. I suppose we should just get it over with.
Yeah, it's no big deal. All right, I'll lead you there. Just follow me.
Sure.
The X-Bar's tent is large. It is not as well decorated as you might expect from a high-ranking officer, with the exception of some framed medals, a carpet, and a plush-looking chair behind his desk. Everything's made of the same lightweight foldable materials you've seen everywhere else in camp. The Expedition Marshal himself is sitting behind his desk looking over some paperwork. He is dressed in a sharp officer's uniform, well decorated with various medals. For exemplary service, he is lanky, but rugged, and strangest of all, he is a very familiar-looking man. And why he's so familiar doesn't click until he gives you a grin to all of you, and you see the familiar glint of a golden tooth. And sure enough, add 15 years and a graying beard, and you'll find that this man has the exact same face as your traveling companion, Ledger Gray.